All right, so today we're going to dive into something kind of spicy.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah. You know that age-old question
Okay.
of body count in relationships.
Yeah.
We're taking excerpts from a WikiHow article
Interesting.
called, appropriately, How Important is Someone's Body Count?
Hmm.
This is one of those topics that can make people squirm a little bit,
Oh, for sure. For sure.
but it's worth unpacking.
Absolutely. It's a concept that's just like loaded
Right.
with so much societal baggage.
Yeah.
And often it gets like tangled up with our own personal insecurities.
Exactly. And that's what I thought was so interesting about this article is like,
Yeah.
it starts by laying out the purely logical argument. Like,
Okay.
the number of people someone's been with in the past really shouldn't define their ability to be a great partner now.
It's true. Like, you wouldn't judge a book by its cover. Or in this case,
Yeah.
by the number of times it's been checked out of the library, right?
Oh, I love
That's
that.
more about the story inside
Yeah.
and how it resonates with you.
Yes. And the article really emphasizes that,
Yeah.
everyone has a past.
Everyone does.
And it's about, the future you're building together. That counts.
Yeah, healthy relationships really thrive on that mutual respect, and shared goals
Mm-hmm.
and just that genuine connection in the present
Yeah.
that you have.
But as much as we try to be logical,
Yeah.
right? The article acknowledges that the stigma surrounding body count
Yeah,
is very real.
it
And a
is.
lot of it seems to stem from those sneaky insecurities we all have.
Absolutely. Yeah, those thoughts creep in, don't they? It's like, will they compare me?
Am I special enough?
Am I special enough? Yeah, and can really impact how we view our partners
Totally.
and their past.
Yeah, and then there's this whole societal double standard,
Oh, totally.
which the article calls out pretty directly. The whole stud versus slut dynamic,
Oh.
where men with higher body counts are like celebrated, and women are judged for the same thing.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Right.
It's just like this unfair double standard rooted in these like outdated gender roles
Total.
and expectations.
Yeah. Speaking of expectations,
Okay.
the article brings in some advice from a dating coach, John Keegan.
Okay.
And I thought he had some really interesting perspective.
Oh, cool.
He points out that, like,
Yeah.
fixating on someone's past is almost like trying to control something
Yeah.
that happened before you even knew them.
Yeah, that is strange when you think about it that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like trying to impose your own values and expectations
think
on
you do that.
someone's past.
It's almost like saying their life began the moment you met them.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And Keegan also touches on this idea that like
Yeah.
this fear that people have that like a high body count means someone is like used
Wow.
or less capable of intimacy
Yeah.
in a new relationship.
Right.
But that's just not true at all.
Totally.
Like each relationship is unique. And a person's capacity for intimacy and connection doesn't just diminish based on their past experiences.
So what do you think about his point that someone with a high body count might even be a better partner
Oh, interesting.
because they've learned what they like and dislike in a relationship?
That's fascinating. I mean, it really challenges that like traditional narrative, right?
Yeah.
Instead of viewing experience as a negative,
Yeah.
he flips it and suggests that it could actually be a positive.
Right.
It all comes down to how we choose to interpret those past experiences.
Right.
Like anything else in life, The more you experience, the more you learn and grow.
Yeah.
And those lessons can translate to becoming a more attuned and fulfilling partner.
It's about reframing our thinking, isn't it?
It is.
Instead of seeing a high body count as like a red flag,
Yeah.
we can see it as a potential sign of someone who's like self-aware and knows what they want in a relationship.
Precisely. But of course, that doesn't negate the fact that a lot of people do struggle
Yeah.
with those feelings of insecurity or jealousy
Of course.
when they're confronted with their partner's past.
Right.
So what does the article have to say
Yeah.
to those who are maybe grappling with these emotions?
Well, it encourages a good dose of self-reflection.
Okay.
Like, ask yourself,
Yeah.
is it truly about the number?
Mm-hmm.
Or is there a deeper insecurity at play
Right.
within the relationship?
Yeah, you got to get to the root of the issue.
Totally.
Is it a lack of trust? Is it communication problems? Or maybe it's those societal pressures that we talked about before, making you question your own worth.
Right. And if those feelings become like overwhelming
Yeah.
or start to negatively impact the relationship,
Mhm.
the article suggests seeking professional guidance, like through counseling.
Yeah, talking it through with a therapist can
Yeah.
be so helpful.
Really.
It gives you that safe space to explore those feelings and develop healthy coping mechanisms.
Now, what about the flip side?
Okay.
What if you're the one with a higher body count
Mm-hmm.
and you're feeling judged or pressured to disclose your past?
Yeah.
This is where I think the article gets really empowering.
Okay, I liked it.
It emphasizes that you have the right to not disclose
Yes.
your sexual history,
Good.
personal information,
It is.
and you get to choose who
Absolutely.
you share that with.
100%.
And John Keegan chimes in again with some great advice for anyone carrying that shame
Okay.
about their past. And he says the key is to work on self-acceptance.
Love that.
Don't let those societal judgments
Yeah.
dictate how you feel about yourself.
Right.
Embrace your experiences.
Yeah.
Own your journey.
Own it.
You deserve to enter new relationships feeling confident and free from shame.
I love that so much.
And remember, a truly good partner won't care about your body count.
It's true.
They'll value you for the person you are now,
Yes.
not for who you were with before. And as Keegan so eloquently puts it, you should aim to be with someone
Okay.
who sees your journey as amazing because now they're here with you.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah.
It really shifts the focus from the past to the present,
Yeah.
like highlighting the beauty of finding someone who appreciates your whole journey.
It's a reminder that we all come to relationships
We do.
with our own unique experiences.
Right.
And those experiences have shaped us
Yeah.
into the individuals we are today.
And that's what makes relationships so fascinating.
Right.
It's about these two individuals,
Yeah.
their own stories,
Mhm.
coming together
Yeah.
to create something new and meaningful.
This deep dive has certainly given us a lot to think about.
It has.
Yeah.
We've explored like the logic, the stigma,
Yeah.
the insecurities, and even the potential benefits of experience.
Totally.
We unpacked a topic that
Yeah.
often gets swept under the rug.
Totally.
And hopefully we challenge some of those outdated societal norms along the way.
So, dear listener, we've thrown a lot of information your way.
We have.
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this whole body count conversation?
Yeah. Has this deep dive prompted any reflections on your own dating experiences or your views on relationships?
It's a conversation that often sparks debate
For sure.
and strong opinions.
Uh-huh.
But that's what makes it so important to discuss.
Absolutely.
We can't challenge those outdated norms if we're not willing to talk about them
I agree.
openly and honestly.
Yes. And ultimately,
Yeah.
it comes down to this.
Okay.
While body count shouldn't matter in a healthy relationship, it often does
All right.
because of societal conditioning
Absolutely.
and those pesky insecurities
Yes.
we all grapple with.
It's a reminder that building strong, healthy relationships
Yeah,
requires more than just like physical attraction
Yeah.
or shared interest.
exactly.
It takes open communication,
Yes.
empathy, and a willingness
Gotcha.
to challenge those societal pressures that try to dictate what's acceptable.
It's about building connections based on
Yes.
mutual respect, trust, and shared values.
Yes.
Those are the foundations
Totally.
of a truly fulfilling and lasting relationship.
So, dear listener, as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
we leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What truly matters to you in a relationship?
Good question.
How do you navigate those societal expectations
Yeah.
and personal insecurity?
Yeah, we encourage you to reflect on your own experiences and
Mhm.
values. Challenge those outdated norms that no longer serve you.
Yes.
And prioritize building relationships based on genuine connection
Right.
and mutual respect.
Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's not about the numbers.
It's not.
It's about finding someone who sees you,
Yes.
appreciates you, and chooses to build a future with you,
Yes.
past experiences and all.
Beautifully said. And remember, dear listener,
Yeah.
your journey is your own.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace it, own it, and never let anyone make you feel ashamed of it.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Okay?
Until next time,
Yeah.
keep those minds curious
Yes.
and those hearts open.
And keep diving deep
Yes.
into the things that matter most to you.
Yeah. It's like anything else, right?
Yeah.
The more you experience,
Yeah.
the more you learn and grow.
Right.
And those lessons,
Yeah.
they can totally translate to being a better partner.
Totally. It's all about reframing our thinking.
It is.
You know, instead of seeing like
Yeah.
a high number as like a red flag,
Right.
we can see it as like a potential sign of someone who's self-aware and like knows what they want.
Knows what they want.
It's that
Exactly.
relationship.
Uh-huh. But of course, that doesn't change the fact that
Right.
many people do struggle with like
Yeah.
those insecurities and that jealousy
Totally.
when they're thinking about their partner's past.
Right. So what advice does the article offer for?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Those people who are dealing with that.
Well, it encourages a good dose of self-reflection.
Okay.
Like, ask yourself,
Mm.
is it really about the number itself?
Right.
Or is there some deeper insecurity like happening in the relationship?
You got to get to the root of it.
Right.
Like, what is it? Is it trust issues?
Yeah.
Is it communication?
Uh-huh.
Or is it those societal pressures we talked about?
Of course.
That make you question your own worth?
Exactly. And if those feelings are like really intense,
Yeah.
or they're really impacting the relationship,
Right.
Negatively,
Mm-hmm.
they suggest seeking professional help.
Yeah. Therapy is a great option.
Right.
Talking it through with someone
Yeah.
can give you that safe space
Totally.
to process and develop those coping mechanisms.
Okay, so now let's flip it around.
Okay.
What if you are the one
Mm-hmm.
with the higher body count
Yeah.
and you're feeling judged
Mm-hmm.
or pressured to talk about it?
Right.
This is where I think the article gets really cool.
I like it.
Like really empowering. It really emphasizes that you have the right
Yeah.
to not disclose that information.
Yeah, I do.
It's personal.
Totally.
It's your choice who you share it with.
100%.
And John Keegan comes in again with some more good advice
Okay.
for anyone who's carrying shame about their past.
Yeah.
And he says the key is self-acceptance.
So important.
You know,
for that.
Don't let those societal judgments
Right.
dictate how you feel about yourself.
Totally.
Like, own it.
Own your journey. Yeah.
You know you deserve to go into new relationships
Absolutely.
feeling good and confident and free of shame.
Yes. I love that so much.
And remember, a really good partner
Yeah.
is not going to care about that number.
It's true.
They're going to value you for you
Yeah.
and for who you are now,
Exactly.
not who you were with before.
100%.
And as Keegan says, you should aim to be with someone
Okay.
who sees your journey as amazing because now they're here with you.
Wow. That's a good one.
Right.
Really puts it into perspective.
It's a reminder that like we all come to relationships
We do.
with different experiences.
Yeah.
And they've made us who we are.
And that's what makes it so interesting, right? Two
Okay,
people
right.
with their own stories coming together
Yeah,
to
yeah.
create something new.
This deep dive has really given us a lot to think about.
It has, for sure.
We've talked about the logic, the stigma, the insecurities, the potential benefits.
He really unpacked this whole thing.
Yeah,
Hopefully we challenge some of those old ideas
I think so.
along the way.
So, dear listener, we've thrown a lot at you.
We have.
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
How do you feel about this whole body count thing?
Yeah. Has it made you think about your own experiences
Yeah.
or your views on relationships?
Yeah, it's one of those things that people have really strong opinions about,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
but, that's what makes it so important to talk about.
Exactly. If we don't talk about it,
Yeah.
we can't challenge it.
Right. And like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
really comes down to this.
Okay.
While body count, shouldn't matter
Mm-hmm.
in a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
It often does because of,
Right.
all that societal stuff we've been talking about.
Yeah, all those pressures.
And, our own insecurity.
Oh, I
So it's like this reminder that
Yeah.
building a strong relationship
Mhm.
takes more than just
Right.
being attracted to someone or
Really.
having things in common.
Yeah, it takes real work,
It does.
open communication,
Yeah.
empathy,
Mm-hmm.
and a willingness to challenge those old ideas.
Those norms
Yeah.
that don't serve us.
It's about really connecting with someone
Yeah.
on a deeper level.
Right, based on respect and trust.
Exactly.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive,
Okay.
we want to leave you with this.
Okay, hit me.
What matters most to you in a relationship?
Ooh, good one.
How do you deal with
Yeah.
those societal expectations and
Fine.
your own insecurities?
Really think about your own experience and your values.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge those old ideas that are holding you back.
Yeah,
And try to build relationships based on real connection
Yes.
and mutual respect.
because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
it's not about the numbers.
it's not.
It's about finding someone
Yeah.
who sees you,
Mm-hmm.
appreciates you,
Yeah.
and wants to build a future with you.
Yes.
Year old.
Beautifully said. And remember,
Yeah,
your journey is yours.
it is.
Embrace it, own it,
Mm-hmm.
and never let anyone make you feel ashamed of it.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Okay.
Until next time. Keep those minds curious
Ah.
and those hearts open.
And keep diving deep into the things that matter to you.
Absolutely.